Hello, everyone. You guys look great today. Stunning. Well, did you like it when you hear that? If you did, well, your love language might be words of affirmation. I'm sure some of you have heard about 5 love languages before. If you have heard about it, which is yours? If you haven't, well, here's some simple explanation. It is 5 different ways of expressing and receiving love. It includes words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch. Now I'm going to give some simple examples so you get the idea. Words of affirmation. Saina, I'm so proud of you for coming today. Thank you so much. Quality time. Natasha. Do you like to hang out like in Tokyo after graduation? Sure. Say sure. Yeah, thank you. Gift giving. Who wants a lollipop? Okay, Miyoku. Here you go. Acts of service. Is anyone cold? I don't have a jacket, but yeah. You get the idea. Physical touch is, who wants a hug? Okay, Anna, saw you first. So here's some, now you get the idea of what they are, right? Here are some clear examples. The 5 love language, according to my beloved Mexican food, tacos. Let's go. Words of affirmation. Your tacos are delicious. Acts of service. I made you tacos. Receiving gifts. Here's a taco for you. Quality time. Let's go out for tacos together. And physical touch. Let me hold you like a taco. Well, these 5 ideas, these 5 concepts are really interesting, right? But unfortunately, I wasn't the one who came up with this. I'm not that much of a genius. Sorry. It was invented by Gary. Not this Gary, another Gary. This Gary. Yes. Gary Chapman is an American author, a radio talk show host, and he's also a priest in a Christian church. He's many of these things. And this is his book. Yeah, The 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts. He's many of these things, but one of the things that I don't think he is the graphic designer. But so yeah, you can take the test online, you can self-diagnose yourself, or even buy his book. Just looking at how you approach people. What is your love language for now? Mine is physical touch, just for now. And I wrote my personal statement about how much I love hugging, and it was a decent personal statement for colleges. So that's how much I love physical touch. I took the test for the first time when I was 12 years old, and don't get me wrong, I did it because my mom kind of forced me to, and that is because she wanted to know how to approach me better. And honestly, it changes every day. Someday I want people to compliment my cute shirt, and someday I don't want them to talk to me at all. While someday I want people to hug me and never let me go, while someday I don't even want them to put their hands on my shoulder. As many of you may know, I am 10 months on testosterone, and I'm still on my transitioning journey. Thank you. As a trans youth, I spend a lot of time dealing with trust issues, and especially when allowing people to enter my life. And that is because I'm scared most of the time. I'm scared that people will judge me. I'm scared that people will not like or dislike my trans identity, or that people would don't want to associate with me in general. Especially with gender dysphoria, I have to force myself to hug other people most of the time because I don't want to feel my chest vividly. And it was a really hard time. For the longest time, I thought my love language is something like this. You want water? It's not even act of service, it's just because I'm awkward. But yeah. For the longest time, I thought that my love language is something like this. But now that I feel more comfortable with myself, hugs is my favorite thing. And that is because it is the only time when your heart clings to another's. Yeah. So I became more stable when I went to Mexico. And as for people who don't know, I went to Mexico for a year. Now I consider myself a Mexican. Yeah, see. Although a lot of people here don't really accept that because my Spanish is like, it's there, you know? It's just there. But anyway, when I met my host family, not this one, not this one. Yeah, this is my host family. When I met my host family for the first time, everything kind of changed. One day, my host mom, the one in the middle, she came to me out of nowhere and just said, Sisi, ¿sabes qué? Todos sabemos amar, solo que expresamos en diferente manera. And for those who don't speak Spanish, I'm so sorry. It means that everyone knows how to love, we just express it in different ways. And suddenly it just hits me. It's like, oh, I understand love language even better now. That is why my dad would come home from work and bring a lot of food for us, but never really compliment me. Whatever I do, he would never say a word. While my mom, she would, compliment me a lot, like, I'm so proud of you, those things, but never really, give me anything, like, as a present, even on my birthday. Yeah, I got to discover my love language even further because in Mexico, I didn't have to comply with any love language, as there was no expectation from the society or people around me, because I was a complete stranger, a complete foreigner. And I was exposed to another culture. And that was a year that I had the most freedom to explore and discover what I like and who I really am. So then, in Mexico, Mexican people really surprised me. Mexican people, they can dance all night and they barely sleep. And they greet each other by kissing each other on the cheek. And that was crazy for me because in Thailand, on the other hand, we barely touch each other. I know that like kissing on the cheek is like something that they do in other cultures as well. But in Thailand, I can give you an example. I went back home during summer and my friends were weirded out by my hug. I wanted to hug them and they were like, oh, yo, calm down. And that, again, it's not because my friend dislikes me, I think. It's just because it's not their love language. What I'm trying to say here is that you have time to explore your love language and yourself in general. Just throw yourself out there, try new things, even things that could make you uncomfortable, because in the end, you might like it. And so, this is not a tie-in. I'm not here to advertise Gary's book. I'm trying to sell anything. I'm just here to tell you guys that it is important to know your loved one's love language because it will make your relationship with people around you a lot more interesting. Your partner won't get mad if you won't buy them flowers on Valentine's Day or buy them flowers on Valentine's Day. Because personally, my partners say that it's a cruel act to kill those flowers just for aesthetic reasons. And if I didn't talk to them, I wouldn't know, right? So here, communication is key. One thing I want to remind you guys that everything I said today might not work for you because I'm not a therapist and I'm not a love guru. I'm just a normal teenager. And like Bradley, a guy on TikTok once said, the person is loving you the way that they can love you and the way that they choose to love you. You are the one who has to decide if it's working for you or not. You shouldn't have to convince the right person to love you. And applying this to love languages is that you don't have to force yourself to comply with any love language or force other people to have the same love language as you, right? So if you have a partner, ask them what they like. Do they like cuddling? Do they like going out? And this doesn't really only apply to romantic relationships. It also applies with friendships or family, like with your parent or with your kids. If you are a parent, please ask your kid before you do something. Let's say they don't want you to hold their hands, but you hold their hands. They wouldn't like it, right? So here, again, communication is key. So before I leave, I would like to ask for a volunteer if you want to share your love language with us. Ina? Food sharing? Okay, thank you very much. Gracias y chao.